Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Student Voice at Hull College. Today we have another episode of The Wheel. Okay, so we're gonna start off, Charlotte, spin the wheel.
The scariest story you know.
Oh,
Now that's great, fantastic.
that's interesting. Oh, I wonder who should go first with that one. Charlotte?
I'll go first. Yeah.
If anything, I'll just add on.
Yeah.
So, some people may not believe me, but when I was younger, my family friend and my dad used to go do ghost hunting, and
Do you wear like proton packs and have like a...
no, like,
Who you gonna call?
yeah.
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah. But yeah, so we went home, and then two of these ghosts, a boy and a girl, came home with.
What, like a ghost?
Yeah, like I would talk to them. So I mean, I don't know, imaginary friends or what, but
I mean, how old were you? Like...
I don't know. I was young, like
so you're young.
really young.
Okay, so you got home and you were talking to these.
Yeah, so it was like that, and then sort of remember it one night. So my wardrobe was like a walk-in wardrobe, and the ghost was in there, and I don't know what happened, but it scared me. Something like it jumped out, and I tried to jump out the window, but it was closed. So I,
I mean, did you see this manifestation?
almost knocked myself out there. Well, I assume so. I mean, my memory's foggy, but.
I mean, if you had to describe with like...
So when you were little, you saw like one of these ghosts like jumped out of your wardrobe, and it made you were like, I need to get out of here, and you tried to jump out your window.
Yeah, but it was closed, so like, straight knocked myself.
You didn't shatter the glass or anything.
No.
Okay, good. So what happened after that? Did you tell your parents or?
Yeah, well, they knew that it was there because I talked to them.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, but we just, I don't know.
They were just cool with it. They were like, they seem friendly enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, they was friendly. I don't know why this one jumped out the window wardrobe at me.
Wow.
And it never happened ever again.
No, so yeah,
I know lots
I
of
don't know.
stuff.
I believe. I mean,
Wow.
why not?
That's cool.
Well, if anything, I mean, I got a few stories to tell. Okay, fair enough. I don't know any relatives that... Wait, no. I got something to tell. You're gonna love this one. Okay, anyways. Okay, let me just build context. Okay, this happened to my dad back in like 1982, 84. I mean, the Soviet Union still existed, so it was back then. Back in those days, I mean, he was a student training to be like a radio operator and all that stuff. Morse codes, telegrams, all that stuff. And so basically, he was given like this work experience. I think it would be correct to call it work experience. Basically, he got this little job to do on a ship. He had to sail from somewhere from Leningrad to somewhere to Denmark, and then across the Atlantic Ocean to Canada. And this happened in the middle of the night, right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So again, it was the 1980s, and my dad was on this ship in the middle of the night, the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, just doing all of his jobs, checking the radio communications and all that stuff. They decided, like every other person, another sailor on the ship, just head to the captain's deck and just talk with all the mates and stuff, because that's usually where everyone hanged out, smoking.
Yeah.
So basically, he walked across the ship. He was doing this all inside, the main corridors inside. He didn't go outside. And he went to the captain's deck. And when he entered there, everyone in there, the chief doctor, the captain's, the right-hand man, I think it's first mate it's called? Yeah, first mate, yeah. Basically, the entire room, everyone in there was just looking at each other with shocked faces, like they saw something. And then my dad asks them, hey, comrades, what gives? Why are you all looking at yourselves so shocked and scared? And then they all looked at my dad and asked him, did you not see what just happened outside? And he said, no, I wasn't on deck. I was in the middle of the ship, inside of it. And they told him that basically 5 minutes ago, and then one of the sailors looks out the window into the night sky and sees some kind of strange light. They all got a closer look at it, and basically there's some kind of object shaped like a cigar green, like very strong green light was coming from it. They couldn't make any other details other than just like this very bright light in the shape of a cigar. It stays in that position above them for like 2 minutes. Then it quickly descends like a falling rock. And then right before it hits the deck, it just stops and illuminates the entire deck completely green. And then like 30 seconds afterwards, it flies up and just disappears. And literally 2 minutes after that, my dad comes in and starts asking them like, what happened? Like, what did you see? So basically, the next morning, when the captain woke up, everyone who witnessed the event, they went to him and told him everything exactly what happened. And throughout the entire morning, they were deciding whether to report this or not, because under Soviet law, like all sailors had to report anything strange, unusual to the Soviet Maritime Department of Affairs, basically whatever government organization was in charge of like maritime and sailors and stuff. So basically, the captain reached the decision to report this thing, and my dad, with his own eyes, saw them fill out the entire telegraph report and send it, and they reported all to the government. So yeah.
Wow. Speaking, as you were saying that story, Anton, you've reminded me of something that I saw.
Okay, we're going in circles. I love this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a ghost story, a UFO, whatever the hell that was.
Mine's a little bit like that.
Right, come on.
Okay, so it was. It wasn't this year. It was the year before. So
2022.
It was my 22nd birthday, and it was sort of the night time. I was staying at my mum's, and it was before I went to bed. And I thought I'll let Rosie out, my dog, before I go to bed. So I let her out, door was open, and then I just heard this this really loud like plane sort of sound, like a really low plane sort of thing. But
I mean, can you describe with like your mouth? How did it go? Like I don't.
When a plane sounds like dangerously low.
Like
yeah. So that like weird, and I was just like, I don't know. I just got this really weird feeling, and I was like, best go out and check on my dog. I don't want her to get like abducted by aliens or anything. And I went outside, and Rosie was fine, obviously. But I looked up, and there was these like two red lights in the sky. Like sort of how you would imagine on either end of a plane. There would be like a red.
Oh yeah, on the tips.
Red dot. It was like that. But if you were to like look up in the sky, it was pitch black, but they were so far apart. Like this plane must have been massive, or like not possible for it to have been so low.
And so wide.
Just like so wide. So like in the sky, it literally it was bigger than any plane I've ever seen in my whole life, and there would be no chance that it was that. And so I was like, oh, that's so weird. And it was like sort of moving, and it went like round past. It gets like proper weird. Yeah. So in the meantime, we had a power cut, and I was just like, this is getting a little bit weird now. And these like two like red lights there that sort of like go around, and they sort of like go like past like the garden and sort of like around.
I mean,
and then it sort of like disappears, and then like 2 minutes later, it's like done a loop, and I'm like, well, that's impossible because planes don't do a loop like that, especially not one's that big.
Yeah.
No, it gets worse, and then there's just this massive white flash of light goes like that in the sky, like the sky like just lights up like.
Just like a flashbang,
like lightning, but there wasn't lightning or any sound or anything, and then the whole street. All the lights like go off like, and then I'm just like, yeah, cool.
Let's go back inside.
I was like, come on, Rosie, come on, time to go in now. And then like, so I get inside, and like, because obviously there's all these like car alarms and everything going off, and my mum's like, whoa, what's going on? So she calls me, and I'm like, Mum, you're not gonna believe this. I think I've just seen an alien. So that's my story, and that was like, because that's weird. Like those two red lights would not. The way it sort of went around, like even if it was a plane, because it was no.
It just won't
I'd
go that way.
understand it if it was like a small plane, because sometimes small planes do loops or whatever. But this was like
very wide
massive.
And very close.
Yeah, and for it to have done a loop, I don't believe that. And then to then have like the whole sky like just go white, like
and then the streets,
and then the whole street lose its. And so looked at it. I tried like Googling it a couple of days later to see if anything else, and that same night was when there was a bunch of meteors. There was like meteors as well. And so my theory was that maybe if it was like a UFO or something, maybe they were like tracking the meteor or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe the meteors were the UFOs.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so that's my creepy story.
God, I'm just on a roll here. I mean, if you find that weird, I mean, just think about it. Just like, how many things happen around us every day that we just don't even notice? Like, just like that, blink of an eye.
I always think how weird it is, you know, that everyone who you pass, like, they've all got their own lives.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone, like...
They're not NPCs, they're people.
I know, exactly.
Like,
but like
in
for,
your
for
life,
us,
they're the background. But
yeah, but
we're-
for them, like, they've got so much going on, and like we don't even know what other people are going through. I don't know. I always find that really like a weird thought. Like, oh, there's so much stuff. Right. Okay. We all had a story. We didn't think we would have a story, but we did.
Yeah.
So
We need to do these. No, specifically these little things. We need to do a bit more often because I think. I'm confident. We all have something to share, like spooky, questionable. Like, what was that? What did I just experience? Like. We all have these stories, we all have these little moments in our lives, so we just experience or witness, and then we just think to ourselves, what was that? And it is actually common for the human mind to, when it experiences something that doesn't align with like its thought process, or like its understanding.
yeah, it
like,
comes up with an explanation in you. Oh.
Yeah, you either come up with an explanation that contradicts what you just witnessed, but it doesn't contradict what you believe, or the human mind just forgets it until you like get triggered or just remember it. So yeah, I think we need to do these little stories way more often because I got lots to tell. But anyways, yeah, I think
we all enjoyed that one, didn't we?
that was
Yeah,
that was great.
that was a good one.
That was a good one. Okay, anyways, next question. What's one thing you would take to a deserted island?
Yeah, so like you can only take one thing.
One
What
item.
would it be?
One item. And we said deserted island, not an island with dessert. So.
I don't know. I feel like I just take something that not to escape or anything. I'd stay there. It's fun. Just it's fun.
And it was
I'll
just
stay.
something that would maybe help you survive longer.
Yeah.
Maybe a spoon.
Yeah, because everybody needs a spoon to spoon that non-existent food, you know, that you don't have yet.
You can't see me, but I'm just shaking my head and looking at Anton right now. Well, I think I would take a Swiss Army knife with me, probably, just because it's like, technically it's one item, but it's got loads of tools, so I'm sure I'd be able to find use for it, and then it would help me to get other stuff and get food and other stuff. So,
well, if anything, I would go for something also similar, like a backpack filled with like essential.
no.
One thing.
One thing.
Damn it! Okay.
Don't count.
If you want a backpack, you can have a backpack, but it's
not
empty.
anything
It's
in
a
the
brand new backpack that hasn't been used before.
Okay, fine. Then I'll probably go with like one of those like multi-roll like military knives, the ones that go like compasses on like the handle.
A
Like
Swiss Army knife.
You mean
No, I mean they're not Swiss. I mean Rambo didn't use a Swiss Army knife. He used a big, huge, like 50-inch knife with a compass on the handle.
Wow.
When you unscrew, you go like I don't know, like a little like. I don't know what else he had in the handle because it was actually hollow and you got like other stuff in it. So a knife's good.
Maybe like some rope or like a box of fire starters. You know?
flag them?
Oh, flag gun, yeah. Like,
Or you know what?
a phone to like call for help.
Yeah, but to be fair, are you going to get a service?
I don't know. I mean, there's
signal.
there's a signal a lot of places now. I don't know.
I mean, forget the phone. I mean, if anything, grab a music box. Why? Because if you put some rave on, the crabs will come out.
That's not what you were thinking.
Maybe I would take a wind up radio, one of them radio things, and then I'd be able to like obviously wind it up, but search on it and like try and find like a frequency. Obviously, I won't be able to talk to anyone, but at least I'd have some tunes.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always just get some coconuts and just, do some drums with that. I mean, if you want tunes, I mean...
A good book. Like,
But we can only take one thing. Does it have to be an item?
well, could be anything.
Or just take a friend.
Well, you
Like, let's
could,
go
but-
to a deserted island.
Well, that is. That's so
That's
cruel.
good.
That's so cruel.
And then just-
What would you take me to a deserted island? I don't know. I'd make someone else have to deal with this with
Yeah.
me. Like,
And then it just turns into an
Fair,
episode.
yeah.
I mean, then it just turns into an episode of Lost. And then the more you explore the island, then you see other people.
what a
there.
great series that was. I started rewatching it, and then I did the same as I always do. I get like 4 seasons in, and then I just stop.
What's that one?
Lost.
I've never
It's
watched
a
it.
You
TV
should.
show. Isn't it like a TV show island about like a group of people who have
Yeah,
to
it's like a
survive
plane crash, and then the island. It's like won't let them leave, and there's other people on the island, and there's like weird stuff happening.
Yeah.
It's good.
Besides, it even ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so
Don't spoil
know
it
the
in case
ending.
I do watch.
I actually don't know the ending. Right.
Wait, what was everyone's final?
Yeah, so basically,
for that?
me, a very dangerous professional military knife with like hollow, with where the handle is hollow and you have like other stuff in it. Alice, book.
No. No. Either Swiss Army, or a wind-up radio.
I think I'd go with like a radio or something that would give me music.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
Yeah, but also something that you didn't need batteries for, or
yeah,
you sort of say something.
that
Yeah.
couldn't run out of charge.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
mean, if you take a phone and it runs out of charge, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess you could probably take out the battery and then try and burn it onto something and create a fire, but that'll only work once, wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
oh, well, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, everyone.
You
Okay,
two have brought things to like get you off, and I'm like, I'm chilling. It's fine.
Yeah, I just want to stay
I just
here.
want my
forever.
music.
Perfect therapy.
Right, one more.
Alright,
Yeah.
one more. What's the earliest memory you have?
Ah,
I think we'll start with Alice on that one.
okay. So, one of my earliest memories is setting fire to my living room carpet with my twin brother, and I think we were maybe about 3 or 4 years old. And it sounds really like violent, and like I'm not like into starting fires or anything. I didn't do it on purpose. I was just young.
Yeah,
And-
we believe you. Yeah.
so I think it had just been our birthday or something, because apparently we had like Barney napkins and Thomas the Tank Engine napkins.
Very specific.
Yeah, very specific because it happened. I think we'd seen what are those sparklers? You know, sparklers.
Yeah.
And me and Tom, we were like, we want more. How do we make more? And we had one of them, you know, like clicker fires where like you press it and it goes,
Yeah.
and then, so it's like a real fire, but it's gas fire. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we twisted up these napkins, me and Tom, and then dipped it into the fire, and then started like whapping it around. And obviously, as we were doing that, like chunks of like burning napkin were like falling all around us. I think the worst thing was that our mum, like, obviously, can you imagine how hard it must have been, like, with twins, like, especially me and Tom, and she'd been with us all day, and I think she'd just got into the kitchen for 2 minutes, like, not just to get like a drink or something, like, and so she left, and by the time she came back, like, the house was on fire. But yeah, no, it was the carpet, and so obviously all these like embers fell down to the floor, and me and Tom were like, there's a fire. And yeah, no, shoot, our mum was really angry. Understandably.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, the house didn't burn down, but we did need a new carpet.
Yeah.
So that's one of my earliest memories.
Cool. I mean, it wasn't cool. I mean, it was hot.
I haven't there haven't been any more fires in my presence since that. It was a mistake.
But it was fun.
But yeah, it's a great story now. Like, we like to talk about it.
Yeah, it's great to say now. In the moment, not so much.
Yeah, in the moment. Oh, can you imagine? But yeah, anyone else? Any other?
Well, earliest memory I have, geez, well, I don't burn anything down.
Just me.
I mean, probably. I mean, obviously I was small, but I think it was when I purposely, but consciously, unpurposely. I don't know how to explain this. Threw a pillow at the TV, just for no reason whatsoever. I just threw it. I mean,
and did it?
no, miraculously the pillow bounced off.
Ah, lucky.
I was going to say, is these earliest memories just being destructive?
Well, maybe because you remember that it was a bad thing, and so it
and you're
sticks.
like, oh
in.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, okay, fine. There was also that one time when I was when I drew under, I had this table in our old toy room, and I would just draw underneath it, just go under the table and just draw stuff on it. I mean, it wasn't drawings. I mean, it was more like scribbles, but but I believe that art was a drawing.
All art. Everything is art.
Yeah. So how about you, Charlotte?
Yeah.
Tried burning anything? I mean, tried to destroy any family property?
No.
There's a possibility.
I think it probably is that ghost story. I think that is.
Yeah, well, you did say you were quite young with that. So.
Yeah, I was.
Well, I think moral of the story is that you remember a lot of.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: if you're gonna visit haunted places, make sure nothing follows.
Yeah,
you.
make sure the dirt go home with you.
Yeah, don't bring a 5-year-old with you.
Yeah.
Chances are the ghost's going to attach it. Yeah, okay. We are going to do a to be continued on these ghost stories. Let us know in the comments or email us if you have enjoyed hearing these ghost stories.
And tell us your own.
Yeah, tell us your own. Have you had any experiences like this? It's it's good to share. Sharing is caring.
Yeah,
if we do get comments, we can read them out on the podcast.
Ask questions. And if anything, we could just talk about weird stuff like this, like ghosts, UFOs, share what we all know, because...
Well, we don't want to be starting a whole college conspiracy podcast. Don't worry, Hull College, we're not doing that.
No, it's not. Just a bit of fun.
Yes. It's conversations like this are good for our filler episodes. And, it's nice because you all get to know us a bit more, hear it from us and random experiences.
But it's always nice starting, a few X-File episodes.
Yeah.
I want to believe.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I think we're coming to the end of this episode.
Yeah, that's it. So... Thank you very much for joining us on this wonderful, amazing episode of The Student Voice at Hull College. Don't forget to subscribe, definitely comment, and we'll see you all next time.